Hello, everybody. Welcome to Not Daily Dose of Gaming News and all that good stuff. And as always, I'll also publish on Rumble, on the blogger site, and on Patreon for extra support. And any kind of updates and the such, usually I go about on Twitter. Um, Usually it's more about the live streams, but I've been having some difficulties schedule-wise for me to do some live streams lately because of my work scheduling regarding my clients and the such. It's been a little bit tricky. However, between the sims and the free time that I've been having, I'm still managing to get around and continuing with Midnight Suns. And later today we'll get the third episode. And from my overall thoughts so far at the beginning of the game, and from what I already recorded and played, very interesting game with a lot of good mechanics there, a lot of the strategy layer and the tactical layer. Everything seems to be pretty good here. The only thing that I can complain here is the navigation on the Abbey grounds. On the third episode, I think we will see a little bit more of that. Yeah, it's a little bit janky, but it's serviceable. Nothing too much negative about it. But other than that, so far I've been having a blast with the game. But yeah, later today we'll get the third episode, and I will start doing 3 episodes per week. I can ramp up for now. So it's going to be Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, the episodes there. And then again, when I'm be able to get around and do some live stream, I will do so. And usually I'll announce that on Twitter X. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Yeah, basically that's it regarding the channel. We got the launch of the 5900 XT CPUs from AM4 platforms, so Zen 3 CPUs there. Interestingly enough, I didn't watch too much because they didn't do a lot of fanfare launching these older CPUs. But supposedly on the market materials, AMD said that these CPUs were better for gaming. They were better than a 13700K, which is a little suspicious given that the CPUs are very old in the architecture. They basically cannot handle being that competitive with the 13700K. But Hardware Unboxed, they managed to get around and buy a retail unit of this CPU. And again, it's not very so much in depth. Again, it's already an older CPU, but they did compare it again with the 13700K, and of course with the in line with the I think the 5950X CPU also, and I think also with a lot of CPUs that supposedly are around the same kind of performance there. But spoiler alert, yeah, it doesn't. It's not better for gaming than a 13700K. That's for sure. But yeah, I really recommend you checking out this video. It goes about there. And again, if you still want to upgrade the CPU stuff, there are some recommendations for AM4 platforms in terms of updating your CPU if you're thinking about it. So I recommend to give it a watch there. In terms of NVIDIA, yeah, seemingly Blackwell GPUs are facing delays. Will only start doing larger shipments starting 2025. Again, they already been kind of investigated for potential AI market abuse from the DOJ from United States. But yeah, seemingly there is. Oh my God, this site cannot do the lighting thing here. Yeah, there seems to be a design flaw which requires the chip to be fixed, validated, and put into production once again. I think this will take, they are aiming around a 3-month delay. So this will also affect, if not mistaken, the 5000 NVIDIA GPUs. Yeah, that's why there are no the rumors are all over the place. I suppose people were starting to say October, maximum November, but some of them just say just next year. Again, supposedly, again, this is a rumor thing, so it's not an official announcement from Nvidia. The only official announcement, they will be delayed due to design flaws, nothing else. So We don't know a lot, but they are more aiming in that delay from like the big AI accelerator customers like Meta, Google, and Microsoft. It's the only information that we have so far. Um, yeah, and Jesus, the goddamn prices are one almost $2 million per unit. Again, this is like the I assume the top tier, which is 36 GB, 200 super chips paired with 18 Grace CPUs, and this price almost $2 million per unit. This is that's why the bubble will burst because just pumping out these kind of prices on these kind of units and I think I've been seeing some headlines saying that the companies are not able to basically monetize the AI stuff that again they spend a lot of money on these AI accelerators and they basically are not able to monetize as they wanted um, the products that come from investing on that hardware. And then again, it's not all about the hardware. You have to have people working on it, maintaining the servers, maintaining the electricity bills have to be paid, all that stuff there. Yeah, it's a lot of investment that I think they are not being able to get around and maintain these kind of expenses, given that this is basically, I think, almost a cycle of 6 months trying to hype up the companies to spend more, spend more, spend more. And yeah, to a certain extent, it's if you don't have like enough cash on reserve, for example, to endure something like a Netflix when they started up. Only now Netflix is starting somewhat having a little bit on return on investment after all these years because the business was always on the loss for all these years. But yeah, if you don't have a company that can sustain this kind of heavy pricing on especially on the hardware and all the shenanigans for sure that Nvidia is doing about allegedly on the background. Yeah, it's going to be a shit show for this AI accelerator stuff. But yeah, already the hardware is already in the hands of a lot of companies. They will try to squeeze out everything with AI thing related, especially the big brands. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. My main concern for this is basically the 5000 GPU stuff. Um, we'll see how that goes. If given that we've been seeing a lot of design flaws and a lot of chips burning, especially on the side of Intel in terms of CPU stuff, there got the delays from the Zen 5, the 9000 series. Now you got design flaws on NVIDIA. We'll have to see how this goes. Only time will tell usually. But yeah, this is what I got here from NVIDIA. In terms of gaming, we got some rumors that Half-Life Project White Sands is in the works at Valve. Again, this is a rumor. This is comes from some data mining, especially on from Source 2 powered games. Source 2 is the game engine that Valve uses still. Again, I'm not sure if it is an updated version of the Source 2 engine because Source 2 engine was when Half-Life 2 came, it was already on Source 2, I think. Hopefully, it's an updated version. Again, one of the things that I've been claiming regarding game engine, I think Valve needs to. I think if they could upgrade the game engine and give like an open framework kind of a thing there, similar to like I don't know Unreal Engine and to a certain extent Unity or something like that. I think will be a more healthy competition on the market of game engines, and I think Valve has enough money and to a certain extent good resources to have this kind of framework of developing and maintaining the game engine. But yeah, only time will tell again if they are going in that direction or not. They usually are very hush hush on what they do and what they announce. They don't do basically any kind of fanfare. The same thing happened in the last one, the which was Alex. Yeah, Project Alex, which was that VR from Half-Life universe games there. But yeah, similarly about data mining, there is the HLX code name data mine while it was in active development. But then again, we don't know a lot. there's a lot of speculation regarding this. This White Sands project seems to be a PC only project at this time, as elements of Half-Life series, much as HEAV, suit charger plug, and won't be a VR project. The leaker speculates that this project, which has been in the works for a while, could be again Half-Life 3, although there isn't any evidence at the moment to back this. Again, I really enjoyed. I never played Half-Life 1, even though I remember going around and picked the physical edition of the Orange Box a lot of years ago, a lot of CDs and DVD. No, at the time it was still CDs, but I never managed to install and play the first Half-Life. And then we got a lot of kind of expansions to that, the blue whatever, where you play the security guard there. I only played Half-Life 2 about at least 3 or 4 times that I can remember. Very excellent and revolutionary game when it came out. It was a little bit mind blowing. And then I remember also playing the two expansions or DLCs, let's say, from Half-Life 2, and then basically that end up in a pretty interesting uh, how do you call it? Oh my god, it ended abruptly. Um, and yeah, hopefully we can get some kind of at least resolution or at least some information what happened there on episode 2. But yeah, uh, we'll have to see if Half-Life, if Valve is going to do something about the projects that they have, because at this moment they only have Dota 2 and Counter-Strike 2 from what I understand. It's basically the only two games they are active at this moment in time. Continuing with some gaming news, we got God of War developers, so Santa Monica Studios supposedly are working on a new IP, or again a lot of rumors now because we are kind of in the silly season, which is the summer. Not a lot of stuff is being propped up except for some big name. Usually, for at the moment in time, it's Star Wars Outlaw, which is going to be a shit show. But yeah, in other companies, they are aiming. Usually, they aim for their things after the summer, like September and forward. But yeah, we got a lot of rumors regarding the gaming stuff there. Supposedly, they might be working on a brand new IP. I think this has come more because there is a LinkedIn resume of a Santa Monica character supervisor that somebody spotted, suggests he succeeded in going about and working on probably new character designs. Supposedly, this developer worked on God of War Ragnarok before leaving to join Striking Distance Studios to make Callisto Protocol. Next, he worked on Unknown Worlds, on an upcoming installment in the Subnautica franchise, becoming before coming back again to Santa Monica Studios. Again, this guy seems to be like a big guy on character design. I don't know if it has something to do with it, but there is no official information yet. We'll have to see if more information comes out. But yeah, a lot of rumblings that might be like a new sci-fi setting. I think, from what I understand, Santa Monica Studio has enough resources to try to maintain two active franchises at the same time. At least that's the perception that I have. But yeah, hopefully, again, given that God of War Ragnarok had the influence of the consultancy mafia thing there with the Sweet Baby Inc., at least according to their own official information. Yeah, hopefully they learned the lesson there, and the new IP is not on the consultancy services of those people. Got a little bit more information also regarding the supposedly upcoming Baldur's Gate 4 after the success of Baldur's Gate 3. Again, according to Larian CEO Sven Vink, supposedly they were starting to work on what they call afterwards of Baldur's Gate 4, was basically working on an expansion, um, which is for them the easiest route at the time to take, given that everything was already set in place. The character, the engine, everything was already tuned, let's say, for an expansion rather than completely new project, because you have to start over in a lot of ways. Then they basically decided probably to go for Baldur's Gate 4, but then they gather around there and try to make some hard decisions, and they basically decided to move on out of Baldur's Gate IP, and I think it was the best decision from them. Um, Again, I talk about this. Larian as is a self-published developer studio, and they went through hell and back. They went through hell and came back with this Baldur's Gate 3. They almost, I think, they almost went bankrupt in the process of making this game, and the fact that they were working with an IP they don't own. And when you are an independent studio, especially a self-published independent studio, when you don't own the IP, you're at the mercy of the owners of the IP. So I think it's they took the best step possible. Which, given that they already have a lot of ideas, Sven Fink said that I think he was already having plans of making one or two games, original IPs from them, and I think it is what it serves best from them to own everything that they managed to go. Kind of similar like From Software, they basically managed to acquire all the rights that they have for Elden Ring IP. Again, I think they learned the lessons in the case of From Software, what they had to go through, especially with Bloodborne IP. Bloodborne IP is on Sony's side, and they will not never give up of that IP, at least that I can see. But then again, they need the expertise of From Software, and I think no gamer will accept anybody that then some From Software to work on a sequel or something like that from Bloodborne IP. But then again, From Software doesn't have a say, and then when you get in these kind of situations, it's a little bit frustrating. And I think again, coming to Larian, I think they did the best decision here to just ditch Baldur's Gate. They have enough excellent creators there for sure that can come up with a pretty good universe by themselves, being fantasy, sci-fi, whatever they want to make. I'm more than sure that they are going to be very successful on that. They even open another studio on Poland, Warsaw, if not mistaken, a smaller studio for I think to like an incubation kind of a thing with ideas and storytellers and the such, more focused on RPG. I think they will be very successful on their next project because they are going to dive deep on that. Given that it's going to be their own baby, let's say, and I think it is going to be a pretty good project. So you have to wait for sure a little bit, at least 3 to 4 years, depending on also if they are going to do kind of what they did with Baldur's Gate 3, which is kind of the early access thing. So they work basically on the first act of the game, let's say, and then they put it there on early access and take in account the feedback that from the early access buyers. They take that feedback and improve and tweak the game around that, and then afterwards they launch the game. Probably it's what they're going to do because they have a pretty good success case on that with Baldur's Gate 3. So yeah, hopefully we'll see how that goes. We got again confirmation. I talked about this yesterday, not yesterday, not for sure. It was Saturday, I think. Avowed is officially delayed, February 18th for next year. Supposedly there's going to be a new live stream set for August 23rd, probably to showcase a little bit more what they are working on. We'll have to wait and see how this will go. They mentioned here on the article there is a lot of games made by Microsoft owned studios on the way. We got supposedly World of Warcraft, the War Within. It's not for me. I don't play MMOs. Age of Mythology Retold. It's going to be a remaster. We got Our Untold for Oxide Games, basically Ashes of Singularity. We got Diablo 4, Vessel of Heartred. It's not for me. I don't play this online. Usually, this kind of online shenanigans that Blizzard's doing, I don't play. We've got Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which it's the annual release from them. We got Microsoft Simulator 2024. Then we got supposedly later on Towerborn, the Shattered Space from for Starfield, and Indiana Jones in the Great Circle. Again, Indiana Jones game is starting to seem that it's going to be a shit show. Doesn't seem pretty good. Some again, it's a feeling. Unfortunately, it's a feeling. I really do appreciate and I really like the trilogy of Indiana Jones. But yeah, did this game again? The last video that I saw from them doesn't look good. Towerborn, I remember seeing this announced somewhere. I don't know where, but I'm not sure what kind of game it is. And then Shutter Space from Starfield. It's not a game that I'm going to play. Starfield. I don't think it's for me. But yeah, this is what I got from Microsoft. Then we got the again kind of what the games and announcements that were made on THQ Nordic. I only managed to go about Gothic 1 remake. Got a new video, 4 minutes or so. I think I mentioned that, but here we got from Faxter Live. They did like a catch up of everything that was announced there. We got the Gothic one. We got Darksiders new project. I didn't even notice that. We got Titan Quest 2. Basically, this is a remake, if not mistaken, or updated 10th anniversary kind of edition here. I've got Wreckfest 2. I never played Wreckfest 1, but it seems pretty like Destruction Derby kind of a thing there. We got another Disney game, which I'm not going to play for sure. This one seemed interesting. The Eternal Life of Goldman. Um, Seems interesting what they're trying to do there. We got also Space for Sale. It's not for me. Way of the Hunter. It's like a hunting game. And then you got the mysterious game from Tarsia Studios, which is the same guys of Little Nightmares, I think. Supposedly they will have something on August 20 on the opening night of Gamescom. We have to wait and see. Very horror kind of a thing there. Very interesting what they're trying to do there. But yeah, and lastly, again, continuing Ubisoft, Star Wars Outlaw shenanigans. Again, we already know how this is going to go. Supposedly, German YouTuber Pete Smith or Piet Smiet, I don't know. It's a German one. I don't know how to pronounce this. Basically, he removes the Star Wars Outlaw preview video. Basically, after meeting a third-party agency had to approve their nearly 1 hour reaction video after spending 4 hours with the game. Again, we already know that some shenanigans were happening behind the scenes for sure with this preview stuff. Again, the access media, they think they can go about it without people knowing. Um, yeah, this is going to be this is a shit show for them, and also for to a certain degree, depending on that's why people don't trust that much on, for example, IGN preview showcases, GameSpots, Kotakus, and all that jazz. They don't. People don't trust them. I don't trust them. If they can talk all they want, and they are basically trying to gaslight you, because we got a lot of examples with the videos that while they're doing the preview narration of their supposedly experience of that 4 hour preview, you saw the videos. The AI is completely a shit show. The graphics are seem completely out of date. The character animations are seem an aberration. The game is not fluid. Got a lot of frame drops that they try to hide with edit cuts, but you can notice them here and there. Yeah, this game is going to be a shit show. Look at this. It looks like an alien. This supposedly be a human. I don't know what they're trying to do there. But yeah, he basically had to remove the video because he couldn't handle the fact that again they make him do it to a certain degree. Basically said again, this is coming from translation because it's translated out of German. So German is one of those language you have to have a lot of context for stuff. Some things on English probably sometimes doesn't make sense. But yeah, hi Peter here. We've taken the Star Wars video offline, not because we wanted to sweep something under the carpet or anything, but because it should never been published and we don't want it on the channel. We'll talk a bit more about the next Pietcast episode. I'm sorry. Basically, it's what it says here. Again, yeah, the weight on the conscience was too much for them to continue to have that video online. Yeah, and basically this post came in the wake of a comment revealing that a third-party agency had to approve the Star Wars preview video. I completely understand the arguments. This is the channel. I completely understand the arguments that were made here, and that was not correct. I had the opportunity to play the game for 4 hours, and I was edited, and it was edited into an hour video. As part of the review process, the entire video was thrown back to us, and intermediary, oh my god, intermediary agency, so not Ubisoft, asks for a lot of changes, especially to the wording at the beginning. Again, mainly because of retention audiences. Usually, people stick around the majority in the first, depending on the how long the video is, but they only usually stick on the beginning of the video until they think that it's worth or not watching the rest of the video. So the first few minutes are very important, especially on these kind of videos of preview stuff. But yeah, but since I personally thought the game was really cool, I didn't see that as a big problem. This was a huge miscalculation. Again, I'm not throwing shade at the fact that he liked or not the preview itself. It's not about that. Is the fact that again, it's a huge miscalculation, mainly because they left their own opinions basically be detected or being edited through a third party, basically. Even though if they agreed that there was this process of third party interference with their own processes there, which is not good, and really removes a lot of confidence on the rest of their own content in this channel in specific, because again, you already admitted that you were submitted to this kind of process, and you only now admitting it after a few days of the videos being online. Again, that doesn't look good for you, but yeah, we'll see how this goes for them. Hopefully, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, and he also had it. Sorry, you don't have to pre-order the game. Of course, you can buy whatever you like with your money. Absolutely enjoyed the version I was shown. The process behind it was for the HAS, and I'm sorry that we didn't print more against it. But let yourselves be beaten wide open. Big sorry for that. Again, this is a lot of supposedly context. Maybe some jargon was thrown here in German that doesn't translate that well on English. But yeah, basically, I assume the process behind it was a shit show, and he's sorry that he didn't pressure more against that process itself. But yeah, yeah, and one of the things that before the video was taken down, supposedly somebody that managed to inform the site here that Pete Smith encouraged viewers to pre-order the game and share that he liked the game in the really beginning of the video. Yeah, got access media stuff here trying to make their own pressure. That's why Yves Guillemot was saying that this is going to be the most the huge marketing how we call the biggest marketing effort they're going to do for a game. It's supposedly Star Wars Outlaw, and you can see that effort there, trying to pressure anybody that can have access to the preview of this game, being pressured to do the the review of the preview to a certain way, which is again, that's why previews can be a little bit finicky. Might as well just it's less inducive to try to gaslight you if they just put a video, edit it out or not, a video with a gameplay, and that's it. No commentary, no shenanigans happening in the background. Just put the footage there and let people see for themselves. But yeah, this is not the first time. This is an ongoing problem. That's why people have the issues that they have with IGN's, GameSpots, Kotaku's, and all that those guys there, Polygons, and whatever this shit show of supposedly gaming journalist industry is being having for a long time. Mainly because of this access media. Got the same thing with Hollywood and the movies and the such there. This happened, something similar happened a few years back, supposedly with Total Biscuit. Saw his review of Wild Game Studio. I don't know, Wild Game Studio. I don't know which game it is. Copyright struck by the developer after they previously supplied them with a review code. However, they did not like his negative review, trashing the game. Basically, he said, on the tweet. Long story short, dev sends code used to make critique. Dev dislikes critique. Dev abuses system to censor critique. It's what usually happens. That's why I really don't like that much when people have review codes early. But again, if you trust the reviewer itself, at least you have a better sense of what the game is or not. But yeah, something similar happened with not very similar, but Geeks and Gamers also documented how Naughty Dog colluded with Twitter in 2020 again before the Elon Musk acquisition. So there was a lot of censoring and really trying to shut down people for criticism to get his Twitter account shut down after he repeatedly mocked the game. At the moment, at this video here, he said, "All I know is they claim that I violated the rules. I received a lot of DMCA takedowns in the past few months over memes from Naughty Dog because Naughty Dog doesn't like memes being shared." Basically, that's the pressure that these companies try to do. But yeah, outside of video games, we still we have Sci-Fi Wire's Danny Roth admitted making positive reviews for films and in order to maintain access with companies like Disney. We already know this happens a lot. You got a quotes here from the podcast itself. They're basically saying what it is there. They have to pick their battles on the reviews and a lot of excuses to, I don't know, to ease their conscience of what the information they go about on making a movie criticism there. But yeah, continue here on the note here of Star Wars Outlaw. Ubisoft Guillemot recently revealed that Star Wars Outlaw as the greatest largest marketing campaign ever for Ubisoft. That's why they're very, very worried on the trying to curate what people have access and what they say, especially on this early access and or exclusive access of certain things of the game. Because yeah, even ACG that did, I think he got some pressure um, from the third party because the thumbnail is different from the first time that I saw, and even the title that said basically that he preferred to kiss a Wookiee. It changed the title there. Supposedly the video is the same, no edits there. Because the link is the same on YouTube, unless he edit out something through the YouTube Studio. But yeah, there's suppose there is a lot of pressure there. But again, um, I don't think it's a matter of principle. You don't, when it comes to being on the side of the consumer or informing consumers, you don't pick your fights when it's good or not to appease to the corporation on your opinions of a product, whatever it is, a game, movie, whatever it is, a physical product. But yeah, in this most recent earnings call, even this guy from Barclays, Nick Dempsey, I don't know who this guy is, but he makes a pretty good question. When I look at the guidance for second quarter, and if I assume something similar for back catalog in quarter two and quarter one, kind of getting to 200 to 230 millions, that sort of range. For the new releases, Star Wars Outlaw, when I look at the 70 price tag, Jesus, this is the minimum. What they're trying to upsell is 130. But continuing, and then assuming that you might get from it, I'm getting to around 5 million units, something in that sort of bracket. And the question basically is, first of all, could I be going wrong with that thinking? Secondly, are you just being pretty conservative in your guidance? Because I guess, given the interest in that game, we might have thought it will be more than 5 million units. I think that the question that he was trying to make here or trying to point out is given that the price of the supposed price for the game, and I will assume the fact that they are doing spending a lot of marketing budget on this game, and given that they're saying that the next quarter they're expecting around 200 to 230 million dollars in revenue, he made the math there and supposedly is trying to get an answer if they are expecting to sell around 5 million units or more in the first quarter when the game comes out. And basically, Guillermo, as usual, it always says we cannot comment on the numbers that we are quoting. He never comments on numbers, never do again, this corporate talk is so annoying because they never reference any kind of projections like proper numbering. It's just vague stuff, platitudes, and it's a bloated. It's a waste of air and oxygen when these people talk here. We can comment on the very numbers you are quoting. It doesn't even says if he's right or wrong or nothing. But what have factored in is a strong launch for Star Wars Outlaws that reflect the fact that it's among the most awaited games of the industry this year and a really strong positive community sentiment. And also the fact that we are coming with the biggest marketing campaign ever so far for a new Ubisoft game. So that's what we've been factoring in the second quarter. Again, it doesn't answer anything. Not proper numbers now, how much they are projected to spend in this marketing thing. Completely lying that there is a lot of positive community sentiment. Uh, that it is one of the, it can be one of the most awaited games because people are waiting to pile on this game because so far it seems horrible. But yeah, only lies, gaslighting, no factual, no response to the question there. It's a lot of corporate talk. But yeah, again, this it's another proof that these people always take it with a grain of salt. With a grain of salt, any kind of opinions when you have seeing people with exclusive access or with any kind of previews and all that jazz. Always take it with a grain of salt. But if you have at least some trust on the content that content creator is doing, again, it's always up to you. My overall recommendation is never pre-order games. Um, uh, it's basically never pre-order games. Wait for reviews. Wait at least 1 or 2 weeks to see how the community feedback is regarding the game, because usually you have a little bit of better stance there than the reviews. And if you are watching reviews, don't take in account that much the gaming industry, journalism, access media guys there, the IGNs, Kotakus, GameSpots, and all that jazz. Take it with a huge pile of salt. And I prefer to trust a little bit more on other kind of outlets, more independent reviewers um, than anything else. But basically, that's usually my guidelines on that. And if you can, just wait for a deal. That's my usually that's how I go about things. But yeah, again, this game is not going to be pretty good. That's for sure. It's not going to sell very well. It will sell, but not what they needed to be selling in terms of the quantities there. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But at least I'm going to end up in a high note, which is gaming deals. So we got Darkest Dungeon on Steam, 85% off. You got another editions here um, with more stuff there. But yeah, the base game is 85% off. We got Plague Tale Innocence around a day or so before the deal ends up, 80% off. We got Guardians of the Galaxy, 80% off. Again, this seems pretty good game. This is one of those that I will probably go about. I managed to claim for free on Epic Storm a few months ago. We got also Children of Morta. Base game is 75% off. Then you got the complete edition, which has some playable DLC there. We got Journey, 70% off. Again, it's got a stamp of approval. I played this a lot of years ago on console, and I really did enjoy this game. We got also Jagged Alliance free, 50% off on the base game. Then we got a bundle here. I don't think the bundle has like extra content. I think the base game is enough as all the playable content there. And lastly, on Steam, we got Stray, Meow Meow game, 40% off. Again, buy. You play as a cat. What else needs to be said there. On GOG, we got Metro franchise bundle. So the free games, being that the first two are the Redux versions and Metro Exodus with all the DLC associated with it, $10, less than $10. I think it's a pretty good deal there. We got Miasma Chronicles, 60% off. We got Observation, seems a pretty good game here, 75% off, so it's very, very cheap. And then lastly, we got Void Busters, got my stamp of approval, already did a gameplay series on this game. If you're not sure if this game is for you, I recommend at least watching the first episode from my series there, so you have an idea of what this game is all about. And at this moment in time, 70% off, it's a no-brainer for me. And yeah, basically this is it. I'm going to wrap up for today with a plug on my Patreon. The Patreon for extra support and at this moment in time are more focused on getting a storage solution for me to be able to get backups to backups, the stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.